Let's make sure this is on. Yep. Yes, that's on. All right, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. 3 to 1. So, I'm trying a new mic system today. So if you're getting me, you're getting my audio, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're getting my audio. If you're getting my feed, give me a thumbs up so that I know that you're getting, because I've had some complaints about audio. Okay, is that a thumbs up? Good. Yes, so you're getting my audio right now. And welcome to Uncensored Guyana. I am Dr. Prasad live on YouTube. And then after that, you will get replays of the program on TikTok and of course, Facebook and elsewhere. Well, today is quite interesting. It's quite an interesting program I have today. I have a packed agenda. And there's a lot that I want to talk about on today's program. A lot to cover. And as you see there, where was I? Where is my notes? Where did I put my notes? Oh, there you are. I'm trying to find out where did I put. Okay. Yes, thanks for that. You know, I'm just writing stuff all over the place, and usually I don't usually put it in such a scanty way. I'm more orderly than this. But hey, we're coming down to Christmas time. And while Christmas is always there, Christmas is always present for politicians in government. Politicians in government, their friends, their family, their very close acquaintances, they have Christmas every day. While you, the rest of the citizens, the wider Guyana, Guyanese, you have to wait once a year for Christmas. And your once a year Christmas is coming in December, just 2 months. But when you think about where you are right now, and the fact that where you are right now is typically January, your situation right now, your circumstances right now is January. You are far from Christmas. So even though Christmas is going to be literally here in 2 months, you can't say that you will have a Christmas. You can't say you will have a Merry Christmas this year or any year, because you still have to balance your budget. You still have to pay your taxes, and you still have to think At the end of today, how you are going to extend your life and the life of your relatives tomorrow. That's what you have on your agenda. So you can't plan for Christmas. You can't even think about it. Matter of fact, the more you think about Christmas is the more depressed you are, because Christmas represents extra spending, more expenses, more expectations. That's the whole idea of Christmas. And since you are not in the economic position to meet any of these demands, you're depressed. You wish if they can postpone Christmas until you are able to balance your budget, to feed your family, to live and breathe as though you have some stake in your own life. Unfortunately, you can't postpone Christmas. You just have to go with the flow. But here what my thing is. Here was my thing. Those who are having a Christmas every day, politicians only. I wouldn't say business people, because business people take risks. They take risks. They take loans. They gamble. They invest. They do whatever it takes to build a business, to keep a business, and to continue a business. So business people only have Christmas when they can see a profit. And if you have invested in a wide scale in your business, it may take you years before you can really say, I'm seeing a Christmas, because you got to recover your capital cost. You have to recover your investment. Then you can start to say, yes, this is what now I can say my business is benefiting me. So business people and the average citizen, they really can't say they can celebrate Christmas. They just get more indebted. Politicians, however, they make no effort. They have Christmas every day. Let's pause there for a moment. I see a lot of stuff circulating around social media. And I especially want to highlight this situation with this person, what do they call her? Is it Glendolita? Glendolita, if I pronounce her name correctly, and the Marriott. Glendolita versus the Marriott. That's what they put it, right? Is that her name, Glendolita? Many of you may not have seen it, but it's there. You'll probably see it later. Where this black woman is embarrassing herself, allegedly, supposedly calling out the Marriott hotel chain regarding some dispute about a buffet. Black people again. Black people again. But guess what? This person is not a black person. This female, it's not a black person. She's what you consider a hungry belly Negro. A hungry belly Negro. That's this female. Again, I would think she's one of what they call the scraps, right? Or the scrapes. She's one of those. Why don't women like that, no, females like that, why don't they stick to dancing, sexualizing themselves on TikTok, posting nude pictures? Let them stick to that. She could stick to that. That's what the ghetto does. That's what people from the ghetto does. Because they don't have the IQ to have a normal conversation. They don't have the IQ and the common sense, or they don't have the know-how to present an argument. So what they should do, what I suggest is Gwendolita, so-called influencers. What I suggest she does is dance for them guys. Put on your short stuff. Put on that thuggery video or that thuggery music, Vibes Cartel. Put on his music and dance for the men on your page. Dance for those horny guys who want to see some underwear and a little bit of some pubic hair. They just want to see a little blings. Put on the fake underwear where your flex can show. Dance with that. Do that for these guys. Shut the F up and just dance. Do what niggas do. You know? Dance for the music. That's what you do. But you're coming on social media and you are embarrassing the decent folks, the decent black people, by fighting over food. That's what niggas do. Niggas fight over food, music, and people like that Gwendolita woman, female, people like that, females like that from the ghetto, they fight over underwear. They fight over underwear with their relatives, be it their sisters or their cousins. They fight over weave, Brazilian weave. They fight over clothing and food. You would give them some credit if they fight over men. But women like that don't fight over men because they have so many. But food, you're going to fight over food. That is the lowest of the low. I'm certain that the Aubrey Norton scraps wouldn't fight over food. They're used to getting it free from the Chinese, the leftovers. They won't fight over that. You come on social media and you are talking so daringly, humiliating yourself, but you don't know what's the content of humiliation. Let me explain to you what a buffet is. And for the rest of you thugs who may want to like endorse that stupidity, let me tell you what a buffet is. A buffet is where you have a wide variety of different dishes. Could be a restaurant, could be a hotel, whatever it is, but for human consumption. And you pay one price, one entry price that covers the buffet. Normally, the rules of a buffet is you take a plate. You can take a small plate, you can take a large plate, or you take one plate. And in that one plate, you put all that you can eat on that plate. All you can eat from wherever. And you sit the F down in the restaurant and stuff it down your throat. But you don't get up and put in a bag to take home leftovers. Buffet, you don't do that. Nowhere. The whole idea of a buffet is to encourage people to come. It's a promotion. It's an advertising. It's marketing. So more people can come to the restaurant and then they see what else the restaurant has to offer, because food is like sex. Food sells the same way sex sells. You get people's attention if you talk about cheap food. So that loser, typical Negro who likes to eat, fantasize. She has a small stomach, but fantasize the buffet and thinking that she'll go there, eat her belly full, then go back to the kitchen, go back to the counter, refill the plate, and then pretend that she did not eat everything and say, can I take the rest away, so she can feel the rest of the hungry bellies in her circle. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. A buffet means you eat it in the restaurant and you wash your plate and you leave empty-handed. Anywhere you go, there are some hotels that offer buffet breakfast. I was recently at one. They offer breakfast buffet. You're staying at the hotel, you have the complimentary breakfast, buffet style. You go down, you don't get it to your room. You can get other stuff, lunch or dinner, to your room. The buffet, it's free. You don't get room service. You have to come down into the restaurant and you have to take whatever you can eat and eat it there. So when you leave, you don't leave with a plate. That's a buffet, you stupid idiot. Very soon they might do that. They might put a signboard at these places and say no coloreds allowed unless you have a degree from a recognizable university. That you might see soon. No coloreds allowed. Because you black people keep embarrassing the rest of the Negroes. You're going to pick a fight with a hotel like the Marriott chain over food? I mean, we know that you niggas are cheap. We know that. But are you kidding me? You're coming and thinking this is cool. That's your influence? That is your influence? You influencing them other scrapes as to how to cuss out a hotel if they don't get free food? That's the influence you're influencing. That's your Guyanese influencer. You see why the blacks, the typical black in Guyana, not just Guyana, you see why the typical black cannot improve their lifestyle? You see why they stay going down and going down is because of people like that. They listen to these women, these prostitutes, and they think they can get some kind of viable inspiration that a life would make a difference. It would mean something to them. But instead, look at what they get. Some black woman in Brazilian weave, not even our own hair. They hate their own hair and they want to influence people. Coming on social media and talking about the Marriott, white people who allowed them to stay there or allow them to come and taste, some kind of high-class food. And she's picking a fight because she didn't get to take the rest away. You didn't buy it. You want takeaway, order from the Chinese. That's what you get to take away. Go into a restaurant, pay the full price. And then the bones, you can take it out. Because a lot of you are ashamed to chew on the bones when you're in the restaurant. Oh no, I don't eat bones. Oh, it hurts my teeth. But can I have a box to take this home for my puppy? No, you're the puppy. When you get out of the restaurant, you're gonna, oh my God, yeah, the bones are so sweet. Yeah. They always claim, oh, I don't put dick in my mouth. Oh, I don't suck dick. Yeah. But them sugar daddies, you see how they're munching on that dick because they need that money. But to the normal guy, oh no, I don't do that. I don't do that. But let her think you have some money. You'll see how quick that mouth will go there. So listen, be careful who influences you. And since I can't stop you from sharing people's stuff, because a lot of people are curious, they click bait, they click on stuff to hear what's up. A lot of you are curious. So go on, continue clicking. Continue clicking. I have more important things to talk about. My next point here. I put a post today about this GHK LALL. GHK LALL. And Mr. LALL, let me compliment you on something. Your voice. I heard you before. Not on this idiot Travis shade, but I heard you before. And every time I heard you in the past, I thought, this guy should have been an influencer. He should have been a broadcaster. He should have been a politician. I always thought the GHK LALL should be a politician because I heard him many times in the past. I didn't pay attention, but the voice captured my attention. But then this time, I'll give you credit. I'll give you compliments. Mr. LALL, you have one of the best voices. I give you that. I think you know that. You know that. We all do. I know I have a great voice. You know you have a great voice. So I give you that. But sir, who do you think you're talking to? The fact that you have chosen that fraud, Travis Chase, that fraud of a reporter, the people that he seemed to harbor, as the vice president said before, he is a paid interviewer. You pay him and he will talk to a dog. He will teach a dog to speak and then interview that dog for the right price. That's Travis Chase. These guys are all criminals. Travis Chase is a criminal. The facts show that he is a criminal. As long as you have been convicted of a crime, you are a criminal. He has been convicted of stealing. Simple larceny. Simple larceny is about stealing, thief, robbery. He was convicted of that. Travis Chase, he is a criminal. So you understand why a lot of the criminals find kinship with a man like that. So you going on Travis Chase's hired mic is simply confessing. It's a confession. When you go and associate with people like Chase, you're confessing to the crime. The fact that you show up there, Mr. LALL, guilty beyond the shadow of a doubt, you are guilty. Because the whole gold business that deals with smuggling and things like that, Travis Chase is one of the persons whose hand and his so-called company has been fingered, has been faced the law regarding smuggling of gold. And he's the one you want to come and tell your lies to. You should have found a more credible source that people would actually listen to. But Mr. LALL, you are an idiot just like the junior idiot Travis Chase. Elections is over. What's with the politicking? You think that's going to get AZRUDDIN off? You think the Americans are going to say, well, we're getting all of these reports now. I said it a few days ago. Then everybody is running with this gold that was seized 2024. I said it first. It was in there, it was there, but nobody brought it up. I brought it up a week ago, last week. I keep talking about it, and then from that you see all these things are surfacing with the gold that the Mohammeds had seized last year by the Americans, the 5.3 million American dollars in gold seized. I mentioned it first. Now they send this GHK LALL guy to come and do some damage control. That wouldn't help his case. Mr. LALL, you coming and lying and trying to implicate President Ali and the government officials would not help the Mohammed's case. It's a done deal. The man is indicted. They're not investigating anything. They have done that since 2017. You were employed under the Granger government to protect the Granger thieves. You are there to protect the thieves of the Granger government, of which one was the Mohammed's family. But the Americans were on their case long before that. It just happened that they became more complacent because Granger gave them free rein. And the evidence is you helped. You may have left the job because President Ali is about transparency. And since when a new government comes, they have access to all the corrupt files and they see that, hey, you are one of these corrupt people that helped this businessman to rob the government, to rob the people. That's why they fire you. They fire you because of your incompetence and because of the fact that you colluded with corrupt people. But nonsense, everybody who comes to see you, there are other people there. The other people who are there are also in concert with all the crooks of the business. Everybody gets a cut. So Mr. LALL, nothing you say will change Mr. Mohammed's fate. What I can tell you, what your lawyers should tell you, is that during the trial, from the indictment, during the was it 21, 11, anyway, 11 counts of indictment on all these charges, during the trial, you might very well be one of the persons that would be indicted to go and face questions regarding the Mohammed's case. You might very well be one. So if you're trying now to build a platform to win some trust, remember, the Guyanese people are not the American justice system. The Guyanese people would not be the judge that you may have to face. They are not the jury. So coming out and talking about who might be involved, it's not going to save you. A lot of names are going to come out and they would be warranted to go and face questioning. If the president or the vice president or ministers of the government or government officials, if they were complicit regarding the crimes of the Mohammed and others, their names too will come up. And we, the public, will get to see. We will hear. We will know all who the culprits are. You don't have to come and lie. You don't have to come and fabricate anything and try to build some tension. No. Everything the Americans need, they have it in their file. They have all the information, they have all the names in their filings. And the Mohammeds are going to help with the case. The Mohammeds are going to enter a plea deal, which may reduce their sentence. And from the plea deal, they're going to talk about more. Probably the FBI or the justice system or the prosecutors don't have. They'll provide more information for the American justice system. So if anybody else's name, any other government official's name is involved, we will soon find out. In the meantime, what you should be doing is talking to your lawyers and see what your chances are. Because as we know, the gold board, and you rightly say, from the time the gold was discovered and the gold board was established, corruption began. Now, so far, as of 2025, the biggest scandal in the history of Guyana, you are allegedly a part of. So while in the past, this shit may have happened, your case now, your implications now, the fact that you are fingered in the Mohammed's case now is the biggest. You made all the other cases look like saint. You, 10,000 plus kilos of gold smuggled, 10,000. Imagine that. You should be a billionaire too, because I'm sure that they couldn't have paid you 100,000 to turn your back. Not with the amount of gold that they smuggled. All those officials stamp. Revenue Authority, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of this, all that ministry you call. Remember, this thing started under the PNC. So all them agencies and ministries you call would have been PNC ministries and the AFC coalition would be them. Camraj was Home Affairs Minister. I still don't get the answer, Camraj. Did you take the 2 million to shut up with the gold case? Well, we'll see. We'll see if you did. The case will go on, and all the names, the Mohammed are going to confess. They'll talk. Because if they're seeing 100 years in prison and they have a chance to get 50, they're going to talk to get that 50. So all them names are going to surface. And we will hear who the culprits were. But you keep on talking. We're not distracted. Guyanese have much more to focus on. You see, the Guyanese are busy talking about the sex crimes in the police academy. That's what they're busy talking about. They're talking about this Gwendolita hungry belly woman that wants to embarrass Marriott Hotel. They're talking about that. They're talking about the sex crimes or alleged sex crimes in the police academy. Like that is news. What is breaking news about that? Look, a lot of you Afro-Guyanese that are watching, you have relatives. Some of you lived in a house with many people. What is the common things your black relatives fight over every day? What are the common things? Food, clothing, and somebody steals somebody's stuff. That's what you fight over. Food, clothing, and who stole somebody's stuff. So why are you giving attention to Gwendolita? Glendolita, whatever. That's a norm. It's a norm. Don't bash the Marriott. The Marriott is an international, what is it, 3 or 5 star hotel chain, international, white people. White people. You think that lunatic deserves your attention? Look, she has me talking about it. My time is valuable. I need to talk about things with ExxonMobil and the president. I'm wasting time over this hungry belly trying to cost the Marriott. Marriott ain't sponsoring me. But when these fools do that in the Brazilian weaves and somebody's shirt they borrow with cheap makeup, they make all black people look bad. Because most blacks, most Afro-Guyanese know what a buffet is. They do. They know that you go to a buffet, you can't take the food out. They know that. This lowlife don't know that. This is the first time she had a access to a buffet. The first time. Or maybe she confused that. She confused the buffet to an Indian wedding. Because an Indian wedding is just like a buffet. The difference is the Indians want you to take the food away. There's so much food, they're begging you to take it. Please, can you take it? Please, come back. Please, take a bowl, please. They're begging you to take the food. So she thought that probably it's an Indian wedding sponsored in the Marriott. She didn't know that, no, this is the hotel. This is the hotel of itself, and they're giving a buffet. You want an Indian wedding to go to? Make some Indian friends. Stop being racial. Stop being a racist. Stop being a smelly smell. And make some Indian friends. And they'll invite you to an Indian wedding, and you will see what a Hindu buffet is. And there you can take some home. They won't tell you anything. So GHK LALL. President Ali is the president. Again. 2030, we have another election. He will not be the candidate. Let the Constitution be the Constitution. He would not be the candidate. You want a politic? Wait until then. If you're still out, if you're not arrested with the Mohammeds, you'll have a chance. But for now, he's president. The United States charged the Mohammeds. The United States indicted and sanctioned the Mohammed, not the Guyana government. The Ali government had nothing to do with that. The Mohammeds robbed the taxpayers of Guyana, the GRA, they robbed the GRA, they didn't pay their taxes, they do a lot of crimes against the Guyanese people, the Guyanese democracy, and then all this sham to get involved in politics and run for presidency, thinking that's going to help his cause. That's also fraud. It's a fraud. Because now he has to go to jail, him and his father, and his party is done. It's finished. Now they have this infighting as to who's going to take his place. But none of the people in Win has the means and the money to take that party for the next 3 months. They don't. When Mohammed is gone, so is the party. None of them have the capacity to hold that party together. Because every person in Win, all the 16 seats they have, and all these councillors, they're paid. They're on the salary of the Mohammed's family. So when the Mohammed's family are locked away in prison, who's going to pay them? Henna Mohammed? Their mothers? No, it's done. They have no interest anymore. The white guy? It's finished. They will fight amongst themselves because what else is there? The only alternative they have is to join the APNU. They will join the APNU. So to pause on this GHK LALL thing, GHK LALL, I'm speaking on behalf of the Guyanese people. And speaking on behalf of the Guyanese people means I have to look out for all of these things that threatens the stability of the country. So while all these accusations are being made against a duly elected government, a democratically elected president, That can threaten the stability of the economy and the country. Therefore, I have a role to play. But if it was about the Mohammeds and this JK LALL thing, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not here to defend President Ali or Jagli. I'm not here to defend them. They're grown-ass men. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even ask them to give character reference of themselves. This is about the nation. This is about the country. This is about the future of the country. So these claims that this man is making threatens the democracy of Guyana. It threatens that. Because the Mohammeds, they're facing international sanctions. They're facing tremendous jail time. And if all these things come out, and in the future, all these gossip and propaganda and all these demon stories has any credibility to it, and it reaches the president, you don't want to know what will happen to that country. If any of it reaches the president and there is credible evidence against the claim that cannot be disputed, there'll be a crisis, a constitutional crisis. We don't want that. So I am taking all this with a pinch of salt. But at the same time, I'm saying I need to look out for the interests of the Guyanese people. The president needs to be protected, because protecting the president is protecting democracy and protecting the nation. That's all I'm doing. I'm not putting my head on the block to say the president is innocent or the vice president. No, I would never do that. I will never do that. I don't know these men. Politicians are capable of anything. Anything. You don't put your head on the block for politicians. You don't do that. But when it comes to the elections, President Ali was elected free and fair with a massive victory. That's my concern. Anything else, he has to deal with that himself. That's not for me to deal with. That's for him and his spokespeople to deal with. I was troubled when I came upon information that ExxonMobil seemed to be the boss of the government of Guyana. Now, ExxonMobilism is a giant. They are a global giant. And yes, it is a fact that they have the means, the CIA means, to destroy any government, to cause chaos in any country. Look at Venezuela. Look at Nigeria. Look at around the world where you have dispute over oil. You always see Exxon is surfacing, and Exxon is... So ExxonMobil is an American company, and it has the covering of the American government. And the American government, you talk about the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, all the A's. Highly sophisticated. They will get anything done, remove any stumbling block, get rid of any government that seemed to be a threat to their investment. The question is, does ExxonMobil as a company owns the president of Guyana? Did they had anything to do with 2020 election, 2025 elections? Is there a conspiracy regarding the deals, regarding what has happened behind closed doors? Because the fact that the last fiscal year of ExxonMobil's performance, Guyana got $1 billion in revenue from the company, but Guyana allegedly owes 2.3 billion. What is it? 1.3, 2.3. Guyana owes ExxonMobil 2.3 billion. For what? You earn 1 billion from the company, but you got to pay them 2.3 billion. For what? Did Guyana take a loan from ExxonMobil? Is this propaganda? Is it fake news? Is it real? Then the Minister of Finance, not the President, the Minister of Finance, need to come out and tell the nation, what are we talking about here? What is this we're dealing with? Break it down as simple as possible so the average cane cutter can understand what you're saying. How can a company that owns 75% of the oil operations, they earn 75% for their pocket? From the 25% that's left, they still have to be a part of the profit sharing, cost cutting, reimbursement. And from the 10% that Guyana gets, they still get a cut of that? What kind of deal is that? I'm speaking after information that is public. If the information that is public is wrong, then correct it. Because I'm talking about official sources. I'm getting information from official sources. If this is wrong, correct it. Does ExxonMobil pay taxes in Guyana? Do they pay income taxes to the Guyana Revenue Authority? I listened to a press conference of the chief for ExxonMobil Guyana. You've been busy building a building for the past how many years? 100 and something million American dollars for those two buildings. The bridge cost just about 200 million to build. And you're going to build two buildings for 100 and something plus million American dollars. Just for two buildings. Why can't I reconcile that? Why can't I reconcile that as something credible? Is it so expensive to build a building in Guyana? 100 million for those two buildings? Even if you're going to fully equip them. I mean, you have cases where the government built a whole school complex for less. So much done for less. And to construct two buildings. Who paid that? Whose money that building was constructed with? And why can't we get a total figure? Why can't we get a final figure? This thing has been in operation for so long. You have a budget. You build your building. You have an invoice. You have all your financial statement there. What are you waiting for? Why can't you declare? Why can't it be public as to how much the building actually cost? What you have to wait for? There is so much flags everywhere. They're economic with the truth. They're giving information as though they're there. They're giving all cash grants. Limited, restricted. It's ridiculous. So is ExxonMobil controlling the decisions of the government? Because if you have such a large company and allegedly they are not paying taxes, I didn't say that. That's what the American congressmen said. In the American Congress, they said ExxonMobil has not paid any taxes in Guyana. The Guyana government is paying the taxes for ExxonMobil. Where does the Guyana government get the money from? ExxonMobil is getting 75% plus another 12 point something percent plus a part of your share, and you still have to pay their taxes? How are you supposed to take care of all of the different services in the country? The different services in the country to benefit Guyanese. How are you supposed to take care of that? if you don't have the income to do it? You're taking loans on Exxon strength. All these countries and these banks that are giving Guyana loans on the fact that you have oil. But if you're not getting the revenue from the oil, how are you going to pay the loans? You got to raise taxes. You got to raise prices everywhere. I mean, I saw something the other day where a woman said she mistakenly stopped on the Bar Jagdeo Bridge. You know, the excitement, oh my God, look at this bridge. And she wanted to take pictures, a selfie, maybe to share with her friends. Hey, look, me, I'm on the bridge. She was pulled over and she was charged $500, 100,000 Guyana dollars, just for taking a picture or a video on the Bar Jagdeo Bridge. Maybe it was not a time where the traffic was so heavy. The point is, she made a mistake. It is ridiculous, Home Affairs Ministry, because you deal with the traffic, with the police, right? Whoever passed that law, that anybody who stopped on the bridge to take a selfie would be fined a ticket of 100,000. You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. It is political suicide. You're stupid. Whoever passed that law. You're going to charge people because they made mistake. They didn't know. Is there a board at the front of the bridge? Is there constant advertising on television? Is it in a print paper? Are you constantly telling people before the bridge was completed, you had a long time to update the citizens as to these are the rules long before the bridge opened to the public? Did you tell them these are the rules? If you stop on the bridge, you can get fined of 100,000. Did you tell them that? Is there anything anywhere? I've never seen any. Is there anything anywhere in the papers from 3 months ago? I'm not talking from the day the bridge opened. I'm talking 3 months ago, telling the people, if you stop on the bridge and take pictures, you can get a fine of 100,000 Ghana dollars. Imagine if you're driving your car and you take it for granted and you run out of gas. You run out of gas on the bridge, or your car breaks down on the bridge, and you step out of your car to make a call, and somehow the police saw you on your phone and charge you. It is ridiculous. That woman should not be given a ticket for 100,000. Should not. Whether she paid it or she wanted to pay it, I'm saying it's wrong. I am saying it is wrong to do that. The people should be given adequate warning. At least 6 months. Use all the available means to warn people, educate them. Use the newspaper, the radio, social media. Use every means you can and tell people, don't stop on the bridge to take pictures, because if you do, you'll get a fine of 100,000. Educate them, give them enough time to adjust. Not even a month, and you're already charging people 100,000. These are the people who voted for you. These people voted for you. That person's ticket should be canceled. Should be canceled. She shouldn't be paying 100,000 just because she wants to celebrate a milestone, a victory. She didn't know. She was not aware of the fine. She didn't know she was doing something wrong. Yes, some people don't know. All right? The excitement. So while you will have a fine, take it down. $50 is good. You pay a fine of 10,000 Guyana dollars. Done with it. It's like a seatbelt. 10,000, don't do it again. Or a warning. First time, a warning. Second time, you pay a fine. But the first time you're going to, oh, come on, man. Come on, man. The first time the woman, this is the first time she made a mistake. And the first strike is 100,000 Guyana dollars fine. First time the bridge just got built. Is that how you intend to make money to pay the loan back for the bridge? Let ExxonMobil pay their taxes. ExxonMobil, because the Mohammeds is faced possible years for evading taxes. Years in prison for robbing Guyana and the United States. But ExxonMobil ain't paying taxes. I'm speaking after their people, because it is the Americans who said that. So what are we going to do? We believe the Americans when they talk about what the Mohammeds did. When they talk about the Mohammeds scamming, their crimes, their issues, their robbery, we believe the Americans on that. But we don't believe the Americans when they say that ExxonMobil is not paying Guyana taxes. We don't believe that. But we believe the other stuff. It's not a double standard thing. The same system who said that all these corrupt people we have in Guyana, they are corrupt, and we charge them. It's the same system saying ExxonMobil, which is an American company, and wants to get tax break from the American government, that doesn't want to pay the Americans any taxes. The same company, which is American, is taking advantage of the Guyanese system. Same company. This is not a Guyanese company they want to talk against. They're talking against their own company. Who are we to say they are wrong? Exxon is not Guyana, it's American. And the Americans are saying they're cheating the system. Why is the government, if that's the case, why is the Guyanese government, the Irfaan Ali government, not pressing the issue? All these things we're hearing, that the oil company owns the government, they're bribing this one, bribing that one, bribing this one, this minister of natural resources, and all these things we're hearing. Now is a chance for the government to come transparent, to come clean, provide the same way we want the Mohammeds to make their tax available to the public. Let us see the tax filings of ExxonMobil. Make it public. Let us see the tax filings of ExxonMobil 2024, 2025, or 2023, 2024, where they pay taxes. Let us see the deal, the agreement. Because all of these, we call news that are coming out, it's not looking good. I said before, 2030 is just around the corner. All of these scandals does not look good. People have questions. I am not going to sit back and allow ExxonMobil to milk the system, to take advantage of the system, to get away with without paying taxes, and you're punishing Guyanese citizens who do the same thing. The Mohammeds commit their crimes, but they're Guyanese. They're going to face justice in the United States. ExxonMobil is not Guyanese, so they cannot be allowed to get away with it. They're not Guyanese. They should face the same scrutiny. They should face the same rules, the same laws Like every business that's operating within the borders of Guyana, they should be subjected to the same rules. If everybody else is required to pay taxes, ExxonMobil should also pay taxes. They're earning, pay the taxes. We need to pay the debts of the country. The government need to repay their loans. They need to pay the staff. They need to do things with the tax money. Let them pay their fair share. If it is true, it is wrong. If it is false or fake news, then you have to speak after the American congressmen. The congressmen say that. They said Exxon is not paying taxes, that the Guyana government is paying the taxes to Guyana for ExxonMobil. What kind of a nonsense is that? How the heck can you rent a house? You rent a house to tenants, but the money that the tenants are paying you is for you to give them a cut from that same money for your rent. That's what it is. Let me break it down. You're renting your house for $500. The people are paying you $500, but out of that $500, you have to pay them back $300. So you're only getting $200 for your house. That's what we're dealing with there in Guyana. You might as well do business with India and China. Because if the American companies are taking advantage of a Guyanese system for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because they think we have weak politicians, young, inexperienced hustlers. I don't know if that's the case, or they're just wicked. And they're pressuring the government to say, hey, well, you know, we got to get a better deal. Every time is a better deal. But you're punishing the country. You don't want the curse of the oil to fall on Guyana. Look at the countries that came under the same exploitation by Exxon. Nigeria, countries in the Middle East, Venezuela. Look at what happened to them. Same Exxon. Don't let that curse fall on Guyana. Treat them the same way you treat any other investor. Let them pay their fair share. Or let them leave and take the Indian companies, the Chinese companies, and let them invest. They'll pay the fair share. They'll pay the oil taxes. We don't need to be so afraid of the Americans. I mean, yes, congratulations to Donald Trump, President Trump, for bringing peace to the world. Finally, is he the Antichrist? Is President Trump the Antichrist? Because you hear around Christian circles that in the last days, the Antichrist would rise up, bring peace between Israel and the Middle East, and all the kingdoms of Europe will come together and bow before the Antichrist. We saw that the other day. 2 days ago, we saw that. Donald Trump brought peace between Israel and the Middle East for hundreds of years. No peace. Finally brought peace. Then all the kings of Europe, you saw, came out and bowed to Donald Trump. Careful now. That could very well be prophecy being fulfilled there. All the kings, meaning the countries, the 10 regions, came out and bowed to Donald Trump after he brought peace to the Middle East. The Christians, they've been telling us that the end of days is Donald Trump, the Antichrist. We'll see what happens after this. You never know. But Guyana is my concern. We want peace there. We want stability. We want better wages. We want better living. We want better quality of housing, better quality water, and the end of the blackouts. The end of the blackouts. The end of the blackouts. The blackouts have been forever. Forever, blackouts have been there. That has to stop. The only country in this hemisphere, the Caribbean, that you have continued blackouts and blackouts and blackouts. It has to stop, man. It is too beautiful of a country to still be experiencing all this blackout. I mean, the 2 electric barge Thousands, millions are invested in that, but you're still having blackouts? Something's wrong. Then build a new grid. Build GPL from scratch. Just like how we build a bridge, build a new power system from scratch. Because GPL can't be corrected. It seems like it cannot be corrected. Since Barra Jagdeo time as president, from since then, the blackouts continue to now. It's too much. It is too much. So let's see the gas to energy project. Well, that is the ultimate gift. Let's see if when that comes, if it would be the end of the blackouts and the end of the poor water supply. You see, if these people pay, if ExxonMobil and the others pay their taxes, the government have more revenue to put into the services so people can get a better quality of service. But we have to stop playing, we have to stop pussyfooting around. Whoever is taking money under the table, or whoever is doing this or doing that, we have to stop that. President Ali, the people voted for you because they put their trust in you. Guyana first. You are a nationalist president, and that's why we love you. These foreign companies cannot get away with exploiting the resources of Guyana and the people of Guyana. You and your government has to look out for Guyanese first. Guyanese first. No breaks for these foreign companies to take their wealth back and build their countries. Guyana first. Anything to do with Guyana first, I stand there. But I'm not going to support all these tax breaks for ExxonMobil or any foreign company. If you're going to punish Guyanese for not paying taxes, punish the foreigners too. Punish the foreigners too when they don't pay taxes. Don't just punish your own, punish the foreigners too. Until next time, goodbye now.